So I've decided to start like a mini series in this vlog show called Winslow Wednesday, where basically I'm shooting a vlog, dude. Anyways, Winslow Wednesday is basically going to be, well, every Wednesday for you guys. I'm filming this on Tuesday, where overall I talk about different things as in gear, and sometimes most of these small segments will be reviewing over my gear, and sometimes even Q&As from you guys, which will probably be in the near future. But for this Winslow Wednesday, also, by the way, my last name's Winslow, that's why I'm calling it Winslow Wednesday. Get it? Winslow and Wednesday. Anyways, today's episode, I'm going to be talking about my vlogging camera. Kind of basically a comprehensive review of this vlogging camera, and this is what I'll be doing basically every Wednesday if it's not a Q&A. So in the first ever episode of Winslow Wednesday, let's talk about the Canon G7x Mark II. This point and shoot by Canon is about $680 on Amazon, and I'm going to be going over whether it's worth buying 2 years after the release date since May 2016 in this review. So the first test we're going to put this camera through is a focus test, both inside and outside, to determine whether it's worth buying 2 years after the release date. And yeah, we're just going to see what kind of results we get, both inside and outside. So how we're going to do this is just by, I'm going to be facing the camera somewhere besides my face, and then jump straight to my face. So we're focusing over here. Didn't take that long to focus. Sometimes you do have to tap the screen though. Alright, here we are walking. Boom, I want to talk to myself. So here I am talking to myself. We're starting to get in focus. Focus. I'll touch the screen a little bit. Boom. So here we are outside. Now it's time for the outside focus test. Here we have some nice greenery, beautiful, beautiful trees. Boom, I want to talk to myself. Boom, sky. Boom, I got white in the back. So far, this thing is turning out to be pretty impressive, actually. Sometimes you do have to touch the actual touchscreen to focus on the subject you want to focus on, but I've only done that actually a couple times. It's been, if you actually hold the camera straight, mainly looking at your face, if that's the main focus point, it focuses pretty well. Like right now on my screen, the touchscreen, there's a big box around my face. That's what it's focusing on, and it's moving around my face every time I move. Now we're walking to the woods. We have similar, kind of similar colors shirt here. See what it focuses on? The only time this camera usually has a little bit of trouble focusing is when you right when you turn it on, then it has to kind of decide what it's going to focus on the second you turn on the camera. Otherwise, if it's already on and you're already focusing on something and you're going to go to a different subject, I mean, there's really no trouble at all. Like, okay, so here I am in the hammock, focusing pretty good. Now it's on my face. So right now we got a little bit of sun back there. Boom, my face. See, it's changing different lighting. See, sometimes my face is bright, sometimes the back can interfere, especially with this light back here. So the focus actually really depends on what lighting situation you're in. Whether you have the light facing you or backwards or whatever, wherever the main light is. My next test for this camera is going to be an audio test, comparing whether a wind muff, basically comparing the wind muff between the internal microphone and how it performs better. See, unfortunately, this camera does not have an external microphone port, so you're not gonna be able to put a Rode mic here, but you can make improvements like the wind muff. I didn't really think we'd be, I didn't really think we'd be doing a battery test for this, because the battery life is pretty great, but I'm just starting to get like a little low battery symbol here on my screen, but it's my fault because I haven't charged it in like 2 days. But the battery life on this thing is pretty incredible. Anyways, back to the audio testing. First thing we're going to do here is make this wind muff. What we're going to be doing is cutting off a piece of this dog toy, actually, and then putting double-sided tape to connect it to the camera, and we're going to have to cut a hole in the middle of this tape so there's room for the microphone on the actual camera. So right now, as you can see right here, we have the wind muff. I just put it on after several tries. Wasn't really sticking at first, but right now we have the wind muff on, so I'm not gonna be able to take it off to test without because there's double-sided tape. That's how I use this. If I take it off, there's like leftover fur on the tape. So if I put it back on, there's already fur over top of the tape, so it won't re-stick. Basically, we're not gonna be doing it without the wind muff to test this. So right here is level 1 of the fan. Not much. Bump it up to level 2. Now we bump it up to level 3. How does it sound, guys? Does it sound good when I'm talking? Focus, focus, focus. Whoa, look at this. There we go. Yeah, if you just let it sit in the same place for a little bit, then it will focus. But anyways, these were the 2 tests, basically, of the audio test and the focus test. Anything else? So those were the basic overviews of the focus and audio tests. But now let's go back outside and just hear my concerns and ideas of this camera. Now this isn't a review of having it after 2 years. Obviously I just got this. You'll see other people doing reviews 6 months after I've owned the G7X, 1 year after I've been owning the G7X. But this is basically just whether it's worth buying it new 2 years after the release date. Like, meaning, is there anything new in the point and shoot camera setting that I could buy that was released newer and is probably better, worth it? But no, I think this G7X is like the best you can buy. Now, if you're really watching this review and deciding whether or not it's actually worth it 2 years after it was released, well, you already know this is a point and shoot camera, so it's not what you're gonna get out of like a big 80D. This is very small, like it's not that big. But you obviously saw the response time of the focus capability on this camera, and yeah, it's pretty amazing for what you're getting. Now to the audio system on this camera. The internal microphone isn't really all that bad, but if you add small little improvements like this wind muff right here, then you can really improve things like if you're at the beach and there's very intense strong wind, you don't want that sound happening in your shot. So by adding this little DIY wind muff, well, it reduces the chance of your shot getting ruined. So for what Canon has done, I do give a big thumbs up on the audio system, but I do recommend improvements like the wind muff. So if you wanted to, you could save up some extra money to get an 80D or T6i or any big DSLR, but if you do want the portability and basically more free of movement, you know, being able to go anywhere with a nice vlogging camera, I do recommend the G7X. This was a very, very decently not great comprehensive review. I'm not a professional tech YouTuber, but I tried to give my best shot on reviewing this vlogging camera. Overall though, thumbs up, and I do recommend. So that was kind of most of the vlog actually. So I didn't mention this guy here, but this is Carter right here, my friend. Also, he's a drone pilot right now, professional drone pilot. Another thing about Winslow Wednesdays, they're going to take up most of the actual video for Wednesdays. So if you're not interested in comprehensive reviews, come back on a day where I do a Q&A or something. All right, I'm getting out of here. Let me... So now we're just headed back home here with Carter heading home. By the way guys, go subscribe to his channel. I will put a card and a link below. He makes some pretty trash content. He tries to make like drone stuff, but he's really not that good at it. Forgot to mention, but this morning was the first summer running practice of this summer. I did not record a clip or anything, but I will be including small segments just before each vlog of me running throughout the park where it takes place from now on. It's 3:45 in the PM. I'm gonna end the vlog here, so I will see you guys on Friday.